Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be looking at how to crochet this amigurumi ball. I've used a chunky yarn and a 6mm hook, just half a size smaller than that recommended, which works well when you're working amigurumi. We need the stitches to be quite compact so the stuffing doesn't show through. Right, if you already know how to make a magic loop, just forget this bit, but for those of you who don't, I'll show you the method that I use. And first of all, I like to hold my yarn, looping it round my finger first, just to give me that little bit of extra control of the tension, and just fold over those fingers, and then bring the yarn up and over and lay it on your middle finger and pinch. So with the tail end, we now make a little loop and pinch again. It's almost like a little E. And now we're ready to start crocheting our magic loop. Insert your hook from the back to the front, yarn over and pull through the loop. And then, still pinching here, yarn over and pull through the loop on your hook. And there you've completed a chain. Now you can see here's the loop and you have 2 strands of yarn here. We're going to crochet over the 2 strands of yarn, and when we start off this little ball, we're going to first of all into the circle make 6 single crochets. So insert your hook, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2. Can zoom in just a little bit now. So as you can see here, you're working over the 2 strands of yarn. Insert your hook under both strands, yarn over, pull through, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2. Again, insert into the ring under both loops, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And we need to do another 3 single crochets. Just have a little count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now we're going to close the magic ring or loop by pulling on the tail end of the yarn here. Just gently pull and you'll close that little circle, ring, loop, whatever it is you'd like to call it. And we've completed round 1. Always pop a stitch marker in the last stitch of each round. I'm using a little Kirby grip today, so pop the little stitch marker like so. Now on the next round, we need to work 2 single crochets in each stitch because we need to increase in each stitch. So to increase, you just work into the stitch 1, 2 single crochets. So no slip stitches or making chains, just going straight in with a single crochet, and that helps us to work in a spiral. In the next stitch, 2 single crochets, 1, 2. The next stitch, 2 single crochets again. So we started off with 6 stitches, and as we're going into each stitch with 2 single crochets, we'll have 12 in total when we've finished. And now we're at our last stitch. You can just remove your stitch marker and finish with 2 single crochets. So you've now completed round 2. And we need to pop the stitch marker back in straight away into the top of the last stitch we made. And you can see here, in one stitch you have got 2. You've got the 2 little legs of that single crochet there and 2 little legs of this single crochet here, all going into the same space. Now for round 3, it's slightly different. We're going to start off with 1 single crochet in the next stitch and then an increase in the next stitch, which means 2 single crochets. 1, 2, and again 1 single crochet in the next stitch and 2 single crochets in the next, which is an increase. So we'll be increasing a total of 6 times with a single crochet in between. So if we just have a little look, it's good to get familiar with what it looks like. There you can see 2 little legs of your single crochet. That's the top of your single crochet stitch. So you've just got 1 going in that space there. But here in the next space, you've actually got 1, 2, 3, 4 little legs. So you've definitely got a total of 2 single crochets there, or you can count the tops of the stitches 1, 2. So hope that helps, just in case you forget where you're up to. So we can see at a glance there, we've got 4 little legs, so we've got 2 single crochets. Now we need to do 1. Next we're going to do our increase. So that means 2 single crochets in the next stitch. 1 in the next stitch. 2 in the next stitch. 1 in the next stitch. And you get it, 2 in the next, so it's an increase. And in the next stitch, 1. Remove your stitch marker, and in the final stitch, it's 2. An increase. 1, 2. There we go. Okay, so you can see how our little spiral's forming here, round like this. Right, so we've completed our 3rd round now. We're going to pop the stitch marker in the very last stitch we made. For the next round, round 4, instead of working just 1 single crochet and then doing our increase, we're going to do 2 single crochets, 1 in each of the next 2 stitches, and then do our increase. We're going to do this all the way round for round 4. So 1 single crochet in the next stitch and 1 single crochet in the next stitch. Then our increase in the next stitch. 1, 2, and then our single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. And then the increase. Okay, so if you continue this all the way around, just rewind the video if you get muddled up at all. You can see your 2 single crochet increase and your 1 single crochet, your 1 single crochet, and then your 2 single crochet. So I'm almost at the end of round 4, completing 2 single crochets, and in the final stitch an increase. 1, 2 single crochets. Okay. So as we've increased on each row, 6 each time, on our first row, which is this one here, we had 6. On the next one, we had 12 stitches. On the next one, we didn't say how many we should have, but it should be 18. And on this one, it should be 24. So if we just have a count to make sure we've got 24 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That's great. So we now do 4 rounds without any increases or decreases. And what that does, if I show you on this little ball here, just zoom out slightly. We've worked 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've actually caused the base of the ball to curve like so. Now we need to just keep it almost straight. And so we go round 4 rows, in 4 rounds without any increases. Okay, so off we go. Single crochet in each stitch around. Quite simple. And I'll meet you at the end of this round. Okay, so now at the next to the last stitch of this round, remove your stitch marker and finish with the last single crochet, and straight away pop your stitch marker back in. And you can see the work has started to curl. Now this is the right side of your work, so just fold your work like so. You'll probably notice that this little ring isn't quite as closed as you'd like, so just take the time now to perhaps give it the tail another little tug, and you can perhaps just tuck that in there. Now the stitch marker, once you've started with your work curling, it might be easier if you're using a hair grip to pop it in this way so it lays that way. Okay, so now we're just going to repeat what we've just done and single crochet all the way around. 1 single crochet in each stitch, and you should still have 24 single crochets in each round. Okay, so I'll meet you again in a second when you reach here. So we've almost completed round 6. Remove your stitch marker and do a single crochet, and straight away pop your stitch marker back in. Okay, so just repeat this for another 2 rows for row 7 and 8, and I will meet you when you finish row 8 or round 8. So I'm almost at the end of round 8. Move the stitch marker and a single crochet into that last stitch. Replace the stitch marker, and if you're not quite sure where you are up to with your rounds, they're quite easy to count. I would suggest you go to the right of your stitch marker and find the little sphere, well, the circle at the bottom, and that very first, that central hole just to the right, there's your first round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you've completed round 8 now. Now we're going to start with our decreases, and first of all we need to make 2 single crochets, 1 in each of the next 2 stitches. So a single crochet in this stitch and a single crochet in this stitch. I think I'll just zoom in slightly to make this a little easier. I like to use the invisible decrease working amigurumi. So if you have a look at your stitches, you can see here, if I just get my little yarn needle so I can show you. This is the top of your stitch, this is the front loop, and this is the back loop. We're only going to work into the front loop this time of this stitch and this stitch. So off we go. So we need to make basically just 1 single crochet out of these 2. So insert your hook under the front loop and just bring it down again, and then bring it up under that front loop. Yarn over and pull through the 2 front loops. Yarn over again and single crochet, and there you've done your first invisible single crochet. Don't go into the stitch just here because this is part of the same stitch. You look, it's like a little loop just there. Your next stitch you're working into is just here, a complete stitch. Insert your hook under there and just do a normal single crochet. So 1, and in the next stitch, just, there we go, single crochet again. So 2 single crochets, 1 in each stitch, and now we're going to do another decrease under the front loop and straight under the front loop again. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, and there's our next complete stitch. So single crochet, 1, 2, and you repeat this all the way round. So between each decrease you do your 2 single crochets, and I'll meet you at the end of the round. So at the end of the round we've completed 1 single crochet here and 1 here. Now we're ready to do our decrease over the next 2 stitches, but our stitch marker is in the way, so just remove that under the front loop and under the front loop. Yarn over and then pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, And again, straight away, pop your stitch marker back. So we've just completed round 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we should have 18 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And that's fine. If you remember, this is our front loop decrease here. And for the next round, we're still going to do another 6 decreases, but in between each decrease, we're just going to do 1 single crochet. So start off with 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and then your single crochet decrease, your invisible decrease in the next 2 front loops, and then 1 single crochet, and then your decrease. 1 single crochet, and again decrease, and just complete this all the way around. This is how it's looking. So we're almost at the end of round 10. I've done my single crochet. Now we need to do our decrease. Remove your stitch marker, and through the front loops insert your hook, and then complete your decrease and pop your stitch marker back in. Now we should have a total of 12. So we just have a little count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that is part of our decrease stitch just there. Okay, so we're now decreasing in each of the next 2 stitches around. We're not doing any single crochets. And what this will do is leave us with a total of 6 single crochets. But before we go ahead and do that, it's a good idea now to pop the stuffing in the ball. So just extend the loop and take the hook out. I just use toy stuffing. You can buy this online, and just tease out a little bit of the stuffing like so, and pop in a little bit at a time, and just pop it round the edges to start, so you get a nice compact but not overly filled little ball. So I'll just carry on filling this. Shouldn't take too long, it's only tiny. Don't make it too stiff, but just so it's just nice, not too firm and not too squidgy. Just so it holds its shape. There we go. Okay, oh, and I forgot to mention, just keep your yarn out of the way or you'd end up with that embedded in with the stuffing. Right, so we're now ready to close. Well, not close, but to reduce our stitches even more. Now, for this round, I actually prefer not to do the front loop only. I find it a little bit easier to do a proper double crochet. Sorry, single crochet. I'll come in a little more for you. By that I mean you're going to do your decrease without doing just front loops. So go under both loops, yarn over and pull through. Under both loops, yarn over and pull through. And then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. And then in the next 2 stitches, you'll just work out the best way to hold the ball. In the next stitch, under the top of the stitch, yarn over, pull through. Under the next one, insert, yarn over and pull through. Then pull through all 3. In the next stitch, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through. To the next one, yarn over, pull through. Pull through all 3. To the next one, to the next one, then yarn over and pull through all 3. To the next 2, pull through, and then yarn over, pull through. And now we're almost at the end. So we insert under this stitch here, yarn over and pull through. Remove the stitch marker. Yarn over. Sorry, insert, yarn over, pull through. And then yarn over and pull through all 3. Okay, and then just do a chain or a little slip stitch, and then snip your yarn pull that through and just give it a little tug. Now we need to close this properly. Okay, so what we're going to do here is thread our yarn onto a yarn needle, and then I think it's quite a nice idea to just go from the back to the front under the front loop of that next stitch and just a gentle tug the front loop of this stitch, gently pull the next one, the next one, all the way around. And there we're complete, and then just give it a little tug and it almost disappears. And then just however you think best, you can just pass this yarn needle through and just pull. And you can see there, that's quite a nice finish. Just to continue, perhaps just going under one of the little legs and coming out over here. Don't pull tight. And then again, and this should secure your yarn fine. And then just snip your yarn as close to your work as you can. And there you have your nice little stress ball all completed. Sorry about the fluff, that's off the stuffing. There we go. Your little stress ball. And if it was going to be a little head for an amigurumi toy, that would be another idea for it, or you can use it as a toy for playing with as a ball, and it's quite safe indoors. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video. Look forward to seeing you next time, and thanks again for watching.